Hey, what's up, guys? Man, today we're going to specifically talk about sports because I need sports in my life. You know, it keeps me sane, keeps my mind right, and it allows me to escape reality and watch these athletes do what they do. Or as Charles Barkley say, athletes. You know, it's good to have some good athletes. So anyway, y'all stay tuned. This is Red Tape Podcast. Anyway, I like Charles Barkley, man. He cool, humble guy, real humble guy. So I know a lot of people always get mad at him because he's just speaking his mind, how he feel. Not always right, but I respect it. I respect it. But you know, sometimes you do have to just be quiet. Few people in this place called America could learn from just being quiet, and I'm sure y'all know who I'm referring to. But anyway, all right, moving on. Man, basketball is in the house, and last year I slacked off on basketball. Normally I'm pretty. Basketball is probably my second sport, then baseball, maybe baseball, then basketball. I like both sports. I like sports, period. If sports on, if it's tennis on, I'm watching it. If it's bowling on, I'm probably watching it. If it's a pool tournament on, I'm watching it. If it's World Series of Poker, I'm watching that too. Even though, I don't count it as a sport, but whatever. But whatever's on, I'm watching it. But anyway, there's nothing I'm watching more than the teams in Texas, especially in DFW. And there's definitely one team that I'm watching above all. And it's the one thing that sits above all. And that's Stars, baby. That is the great Dallas Cowboys. I'm not talking about the Dallas Stars. I rarely watch hockey. Never been to a game. I do remember when Dallas Stars won that one time. We've had some good teams since. That's great. So no, not knocking them. But hey, talking about these Cowboys, man, it's always good when we can win. I'm not impressed yet. I do like the signing of Michael Bennett. I think it's a great thing. That's a great thing. We need to pick up somebody else in the secondary, especially at safety. Heath he's a big hitter, but he hurts more people than he helps. Okay, so I like him back there, but I think we need to get another dog back there that can ball out. And I think the Cowboys will be ready because the offense is going to be the offense. The offense is going to do their thing. Michael Bennett come here is going to be great. He's going to help bring some pressure, and man, he's ready. And we ready for him because we could use it. But anyway, thank you, Patriots, for trading them to us for a 7th-round pick. Or maybe we're going to be like, dang, the Patriots, anytime they get rid of anybody, you have to be careful because, you're like, most time they get rid of somebody, the person that you get end up being trash because they have left the great Belichick. But anyway, moving on. So I just think I like where the Cowboys at Sunday night. I didn't get to finish watching the game. So I'm getting ready to tell you a good story, man. I'm sitting there watching the game. I just landed back in town from Atlanta. I get home like, man, I missed all the football all day, but I'm about to go home. I am about to watch my boys. I get in there watching the boys. I'm looking at the skies. I land in the airport. I say, yeah, supposed to get a little bad weather tonight. I'm like, okay, no big deal. It's all right. It's cool, man. Ordered me a little pizza. Thank God for that. A little pepperoni with some black olives. So, I like that sometimes. Watching the game, get about 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I'm noticing the wind picking up, and it's, in my heart of hearts, I'm like, man, it's not sounding too good out here right now. It's sounding like it might be an issue outside. So next thing you know, I hear my mom call me, hey, Demerious, you all right? This weather's getting pretty bad. I'm like, man, I said, man, it might be a tornado. I said this earlier. I think it might be a tornado around here. So next thing you know, it's probably about 8 now. 8 o'clock come. All I hear is this big wind gust. Woof, lights go out. Cowboy game off, and the house is immediately getting hot. You know what I'm saying? And my phone goes off at the same time saying, take cover. My mom calling me saying, Demerious, I'm about to come to your house. I'm out here. Like, Mom, look, do not come to my house because I think it's a tornado around here, and I don't need you to be a part of that. So go west and south. Either go west or go south. That was the instructions. So needless to say, the power didn't come back on to the next day around 3:30 in the afternoon. But your boy duked it out, stayed in the house, and come to find out today, we actually did have an EF1 tornado close by where I live. Real close. Because some power lines were snapped and down the street. I don't know if it was straight line winds right there, But I just like to say I'm alive, thank God, and I'm here to talk to you about sports. And also, guys, if you can help, you're in the DFW area and you have some way of helping somebody or volunteering sometime because you have it to help, volunteer time and get out there and help, because we are one community and we got to be able to help as much as we can, do what we can, because there are people, even though no one lost their life, people did lose a life. I think as far as money lost, it was the worst tornado in the history of Texas. Over $2 billion was lost in property, which is way better than a life being lost, because you can replace property. I know not all things are replaceable, but I tell you, one thing that's definitely not replaceable is somebody's life, a human life. So thank God people survived, and we can always rebuild, and that's a great thing. So saying that, moving back to the sports world, I just want to say, hey, I'm praying for all those people, and whether it's my neighbors or people around me or people on the north side of town, praying that they all get what they need. And, if you can't donate, the Red Cross, they help, you can call. But, Texas is Texas. Texas always bounce back because we do our best to take care of one another. That's for sure. For sure. So anyway, back to the sports at hand. Man, basketball's in. I watched the Clippers and the Lakers play. I just watched the Clippers and the Golden State Warriors play. I felt like Golden State has an opportunity to be in the playoffs. But looking at the night, Steph Curry and Draymond Green with his inconsistent shot, I don't know if they're going to be able to make it. They might get an 7th, 8th round pick. I thought it would be a 6 or something, but the West is too deep with too many teams. It's going to be real tough. You got Houston, you got Oklahoma City, look like they're going to be pretty tough out. You got Portland, you got Utah, you got the Mavericks coming up, yeah. You got all these teams. Then you got the Lakers and the Clippers. And the Clippers seem to be the class of the West. They are for real, and they don't even have their second best player, Paul George, back, who is both him and Kawhi can play both ways, defense and offense. So they play both ways. They stoppers, and I think it's amazing. Cause I'm ready to see what the Clippers going to do, especially against that purple and gold. Now, I know LeBron ain't going to be in there, but they're not as deep as the Clippers. Just watching the Clippers in 2 games, this team is deep. Deep. All right, deep dish pizza or that good old deep dish cobbler. You know what I'm saying? They real deep. They ready to go. Kawhi, he haven't missed a beat. He haven't stopped. He's still shooting. And it seems like he got even better. I don't even know how he be making it. Just be so smooth when he out there moving. Just be smooth, man. Just shooting every day. I get it. So I'm just excited because we got the World Series going on. Houston down 0-2. We got in the National look like they're going to be tough because they can go 4 pitches deep, good starters. So we'll see what Anibal Sanchez versus Zach Greinke will do. But I think Sanchez is the better pitcher right now. Greinke's a little older, I think, yeah. But you're just looking at that. You got football jumping. Just had football tonight. And you had the old Minnesota Vikings survive against the Redskins. Cowboys got to see them in a few weeks. So, man, it's just gearing up. And this just a beautiful time of the year, man. You got Thanksgiving on the way. You got Christmas on the way. I just like this time of the year. I like the sports. Oh, excuse me. I hope I didn't waste that. I just like this time of the year for sports, man. I think basketball is a great thing. It's a great pastime. I normally don't even watch basketball this early, but I'm just so excited because it's actually going to be competitive and not just the Warriors. I mean, just seeing all these different teams, to see what they're going to do. I think that's amazing. But basketball is great, but football is king, will always be king. And the most important thing is to remember that the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl, all right? Just want to say that now. All right, I'm just saying that. I'm just going to make sure I say this. Hey, make sure y'all check out the Red Tape Podcast, guys. The Red Tape Podcast is Apple Podcast, Spotify, and any streaming platform that you may use. I guarantee it's there. You check it, you're going to be like, oh, it is there. Yes. So make sure you check us out, the Red Tape Podcast, all right? Because we're trying to make things happen. We're trying to do all we can to get y'all to listen in. But we're going to stay true to ourselves, okay? Because if you don't listen, it's your loss. Because we're going to keep doing this thing right here. So, all right, guys, the last thing I'm going to talk about today from this weekend that I watched that was amazing, like I sound like Forrest Gump, was amazing, was the Joker. Man, I like the Joker. I know some people in the mental health field felt like it took a shot at mental health. Not all people with mental health issues are like this. But, I think it was on the extreme end of mental health. But guess what? That's still the end of mental health. And to see the Joker just see his transformation and kind of be in the mind of somebody who is insane is crazy. I think, man, Joaquin Phoenix, that's his name? That's his name, I think. He did an amazing job in this movie. He did an amazing job. I just like to watch it. He just dive into the minds of Joker. And even though it's a comic book character, you just seen like the political aspects of it and just that transformation. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil a movie for anybody. So you don't have to ever worry about outside of me watching Game of Thrones and ruining for a few people. I don't do too many spoilers because I want everybody to get a chance to see it if you want to, because this is a great movie. So Joker was definitely, I think that guy deserves to be up for Academy Award because I know people don't believe comic book characters should be up for Academy Awards, but we have to remember that all these people are acting, okay? So it's make-believe. It's not real life. So if it's a comic book or somebody, they doing another Malcolm X or something, a biography, it is what it is. It's still somebody acting as someone else. So, give this movie a chance, give that guy a chance because I think it is amazing. So if you have time, check that out. Also, a book that I'm reading right now before I go is called Keys to Good Government by David Barton. It's an awesome book. You should check it out, especially if you want to understand the foundation of America, understand what the Constitution means, and just seeing how important the Constitution is to America and why it is still relevant today. So check that book out, man. It's a quick read, man. I think it may be 100 pages at the most. That might be a stretch, but it's a good read. It's very in-depth, easy to read, and I think it's good. I think more people, more kids, our youth need to understand how the government works so we don't be blindsided or lied to by politicians when we can understand for ourselves what it means to have a constitution, what it means to live in a republic versus a democracy. All those things matter. So anyway, guys, I want to talk to y'all a little bit about a bunch of random things today, but it's something that I want to talk about because I like to escape sometimes from the things that I talk about, man, because it's a good thing. Razzle dazzle, all right? I hear Popeye just hired 500 extra people to work so they can get this chicken sandwich back out because they know y'all love that chicken from Popeyes, So I'm sure y'all going to be eating that. I'm not. Me and my boys talking about this today about Popeyes. I don't care about the sandwich. I think they missed the boat. I tried to get it a few times, didn't happen, forget it. I make my own chicken sandwich, okay? But the one thing that I'm waiting on, because we're talking about Chick-fil-A's macaroni and how good how he said it's pretty good. Now, my boy in Atlanta said it's amazing. I'm like, but that's the headquarters, so of course it's going to be amazing. I'm sure y'all got a few things that we don't even have. Y'all probably got a few gizzards and liver down there in the old Chick-fil-A. You're talking about y'all just serve chicken, But the one thing I'm waiting on is for Chick-fil-A. I'm like, forget that macaroni. Talk to me when they get that old bucket of chicken, that good 8-piece. Boy, when Chick-fil-A do 8 pieces, a bucket of chicken, all the chicken is going to be fire. I know it's going to be good. I know y'all can't wait to try that because I know I'm ready. So Chick-fil-A, hopefully y'all working on that, man. I know y'all do everything. It takes time. Y'all going to do it right. But when you do that chicken, make sure it got that good crisp on it, okay? Make sure it's crispy so I can chew on that good skin. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing like a good piece of chicken hot out the grease, guys. I know that's unhealthy for most of y'all out here, but look, for me, every now and then, you got to have a good piece of chicken. All right. Hey, anyways, man, this is a Red Tape Podcast. I'm your host, Demerious Nelson. This is brought to you by For The One Media. Hey, guys, everything you do in life, try to make it as fun as possible because life is hard enough, and then it's even harder when you make it hard. So just enjoy life, love it to the fullest, and let's live in harmony if we can, man. If we can't, hey, kick rocks. Peace.